and we're going to be talking about self-love because that's basically one of the most important things, I think. Hi. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Iris, and I'm a 17-year-old singer-songwriter.
So I don't think a lot of people actually know that you're a singer.
No, actually, a lot of people just notice me from like a host as Wishtrend TV, but my first TV appearance was when I was 13, and ever since then, I've been just working in the industry. So now, like recently, I just released a single album last month, December 2019.
Can you explain to the audience why we're having this interview today?
Well, it's the first time I'm actually talking about something private on Wishtrend TV, and we're going to be talking about self-love because that's basically one of the most important things, I think, in life. And it's the first time I'm actually opening about something private, so I'm nervous, but I'm glad I actually have this opportunity.
So when did you first realize the importance of self-love?
The importance of self-love. It's kind of strange, but when I was a trainee, I had many thoughts about my future, and obviously I was younger, and I thought, wow, I really want to be loved. Like, I want to be loved by others. I want my music to be loved. I want to be loved as like a human being, as a student. But then I also thought, if I'm not confident with my music, if I'm not confident as a person myself, and if I don't love myself, then I shouldn't be expecting others to love me. Because if I don't like myself, if I don't like how I'm being presented, like how would I think it's just too selfish to ask people to love me when I'm not loving myself. So that's the first time when I actually realized, wow, I should start loving myself. And I know it's like a topic that people don't really pay attention to usually, and self-love isn't something that comes in like naturally, although for some people it does, but I hope actually people start caring and paying attention to loving themselves, because obviously it's not something you are born with. My first step to self-love is filling myself with what makes me happy, because I think whenever I'm feeling down or whenever I'm feeling insecure, I just literally do whatever makes me happy, because I think when you're happy, you just look at the world with a more positive view, and just when you're sad, everything looks grumpy, everything looks sad. So I just like to follow my instincts when I'm feeling down or when I'm feeling insecure. So the easiest step, I think, is to like write down a list. For example, write down what you like, or write down what you want to do. So it could be like as easy as eating candy or, drinking water. And my list actually goes on and on and on, because whenever I think of something I want to do, I just write them all down so that one day I could go back and think, oh yeah, this is what makes me happy, this is what I want to do. And after I actually do those things, I feel happy and accomplished. So I think it's a really good step.
So can you tell me about what makes you happy?
Oh, what makes me happy? Smallest things, biggest things. I have a lot. I have tons, but probably like eating good food, shopping, binge watching anything on Netflix. The internet makes me very happy because I'm, young, I'm a teen, but then especially makeup. Makeup has been a huge hobby of mine ever since I was very young. I really enjoyed putting on makeup and just going shopping for makeup ever since I was very young, like back in elementary school. But I was actually living in Canada all my life, so when I first came to Korea, the views weren't always positive, because as they say, oh, you're too young for makeup, or like, you don't need makeup to look pretty at your age. So I kind of had my moment when I first came to Korea. I was still in middle school, but I was kind of lost, like, oh, why would someone comment on something that I enjoy to do, something that I like? And I actually was confused at first, because people were like, oh, why would you do such thing? Like, oh, we don't want you doing that. And especially because I was working in an industry where people were always looking at me and trying to judge me for things. I was lost, and I was like, oh, why are they telling me what to do? And actually, surprisingly, now the comments have switched 180 degrees, and people are now like, oh, Iris is a really good makeup artist. Oh, makeup, oh, go ask Iris. And it was kind of fun to see the process of how people who hated me for wearing makeup were later on like, oh, go ask Iris for your makeup tips. And I still think even if you're a teen, you can enjoy makeup safely and in a healthy way. So I hope I can create content based on makeup more in the future. So the next step, I think, for self-loving is being your own BFF, best friend forever. Cheesy line, but it actually works. It's impossible for every single person on earth to like me, and I actually don't want that. Like, life is too short to just spend time with your loved ones already, so I don't crave for everyone to give me attention and their love. But sometimes what's unfortunate is people who judge others, or we all judge others, but they kind of tend to judge themselves as well. But that's kind of sad, right? Because judging yourselves and being too strict, that's just gonna make you too tired just living life. So I think it's important to just pay attention to yourself and just be your own best friend, because no one's gonna ever love you the way you can actually love yourself. So I try to just stay more friendly to myself, because the strict part others do.
Was there ever a point in your life where you judged yourself like you talked about?
Like, I'm not confident with this. Like, I say, oh, everyone, let's love ourselves, let's all be, confident and friendly, but I feel like I am always judging myself, and I'm always strict to myself, because it's not as easy as like how I say it is. So I try to just judge myself when I think I should be strict with myself, because obviously I'm working and I'm not going to school right now. But on the other side, when I'm not feeling okay, I make sure I'm the first person that's saying, oh, Iris, it's okay. And even if it's not a small deal, I'll be like, oh, Iris, it's okay, just forget about it. And I don't know realistically, but mentally it makes me feel better.
I can tell you really know yourself well.
That also, I wouldn't say confidently, because obviously I'm still 17, but since I was like jumping into the working space and industry since I was younger and working with a lot of adults around me, it helped me age quicker, I would say. But still, I'm 17, Korean age, I'm 19, and I'm like a minor, and I still consider myself kind of childish and, energetic, as these 17-year-olds always should be. So yeah, like, I love Frozen, guys. Third and last step of being kind to yourself is taking care of your body. Everyone says, let's stay healthy, drink lots of water, let's exercise, sleep. But we all know that it's hard. We always fail. And for me too, I know it's totally hard, like keeping your balance right, keeping your diet right, just sleeping every day. It's just too hard for us to keep every day.
Is there anything specific you're doing at the moment?
I'm actually guilty of this last one, because I know I should be trying, but I'm not like the kind of person that can keep up to date with, everything and like organize everything, my sleep schedule. But I try to go with the little habits first and the more simple steps. Like, I always drink a cup of lemon water every day as soon as I wake up. Or I try to stay away from sodium. But I actually think it's so important to just let yourself be and just do whatever you want to do time to time. So if I'm craving something salty, I'll be like, yes, go ahead, it's your treat. If I want something that seems like, a few hundred calories, I'll be like, okay, I don't care, I'm gonna eat that. If I don't want to sleep, sometimes I just actually stay the night up, because I just like to think of the moment and just do what I want to do at the moment. I don't care about anything else behind that, which may be bad at times, but I think it's all right to just give yourself a break and just do whatever, just forget about the rules. And I think my habits in general are pretty healthy, so physically and mentally, I think I'm a healthy person. I like to define myself as a healthy person, but always make sure when you're breaking these good habit rules and you're doing something bad, then just times the healthy habits 2 times, like drinking more water and maybe, swirling up a green smoothie or something like that. When someone asks what's special about you, what's most special about yourself, then I think some people can't answer right away, but it's really important to find what's special inside of you, and it's actually very easy and simple.
In your opinion, what makes you special?
In my opinion, I think it's my self-esteem. Basically, all my thoughts, all my just habits in general, I think they all come from self-esteem. And in my case, I learned and I noticed that whenever I have a high rate of self-esteem and I'm satisfied with myself, I tend to be more satisfied with life.
Can you say a word to future Iris?
Future Iris, 해볼까요? Okay, this is so cheesy. I'm never gonna do this again, but hi Iris. As you always did in the past, I hope you'll do everything you want to do and anything you want to do, and I hope there are no limits in your life, because as they say, you only live once and no one's gonna live life for you. Fighting. So, this was my first time sharing something about myself, sharing something private to you guys on Wishtrend TV, and I hope some of my steps and some of my tips are giving you a heads up and giving you an easy idea of how you can start self-love and self-caring. And I actually want to know what you guys do for self-love, so let us know in the comments below. Thank you for spending your time watching Iris on Wishtrend TV. Bye guys! Self-love, food. Don't worry about your LTE data running out and subscribe to our Wishtrend TV podcast. You can listen to them like a radio, so stay tuned for new episodes. Okay?